Thank you, Seaside Band. Well, good morning. I'm David LaCours. I'll be sharing the announcements this morning. And we've got a few exciting things, like always, here at Seaside. First of all, I want to point out we have Ginny Mills, who will be holding the light, serving as our spiritual vortex for this particular service. So Ginny will be coming out shortly, and here she is. All right. Welcome. If you notice that your stomach starts to rumble during the middle of this service and you start to get hungry, just hang out after this service because Cafe on Lake is going to be serving up some delicious Korean chicken barbecue after the service. And there are some other great things you might want to hang out for after the service as well. We have Rhythms of Radiance Drum Circle, which will be led by Christine Stevens, and that's going to happen at 1 p.m. That's what you'd want to do if you're an adult. If you're a teen or preteen, what you'd want to do is go to the pool party at the Sorensen's house at 1 p.m. So I want to point out there's just a few days left before the Seaside 25th Anniversary Gala. It's going to be happening this Saturday, October 5th. And there are tickets, and there are a lot of raffle items in the back. And all you have to do is walk through the family room, and you can pick up on some of that energy, and I encourage you to attend. Seaside always has really exciting classes and workshops going on, and I want to point out two that are coming up relatively quickly. And the first one is based on a book called The Gifts of Imperfection, and that's the title of the class. It's being taught by Reverend Lori Sheets, and the book is written by Brene Brown, who's an author that I really admire. That particular class starts on Thursday, October the 3rd. There's also a class called Consciousness of Wealth being taught by Reverend Alice Bandy. That class is going to start October 21st. And after this service, Alice will be doing a book signing for her book. So if you wanted to take that class and you wanted to get a head start and be maybe the teacher's pet, buy her book, get it signed, do the reading, and you will know more than your other classmates. Speaking of books, the Seaside Choir has put out a fantastic cookbook full of delicious recipes, and that's available for sale in the family room. It's being held up right now. And here's the deal. Let's say you wanted to get a jump on your holiday shopping. I know it's kind of not so great to mention holidays in September, but maybe you wanted to buy some books for a Thanksgiving gift or a Halloween gift. You can buy 5 of these books, and you'll get one for free. So you could take care of your entire list right there in the back. And then finally, there are several exciting things happening with Seaside membership. And I would like to call up Bill Simons to talk a little bit more about what's happening there. Bill.
Doesn't David do a great job with announcements? That is not an easy job. There's so many things you don't want to forget. But anyway, I have, in my hoarse voice, I have really good news. Because October 20th is New Member Sunday. So if you're new to our center, or if you've been coming for quite a long time and observing, sort of like watching the Padres or the Chargers, you guys are welcome to step up and join our family. And this happens on October 13th. There's a new member orientation. And then on October 20th, everybody's invited for a lunch that we have at Firefly. And it's one of the most phenomenal things you'll experience at Seaside. There's a lot of sharing. There's a lot of love that goes on. I never miss them. They're great fun. So in your program, you have a notice about the New Member Sunday. On the back is an application if you care to join our family. Joining Seaside has a whole bunch of benefits. Probably the most important is that you allow us to see you. You become part of the fabric of this spiritual family and of all the support that's there. Also, there's going to be benefits starting next year, which will save you money, and it costs you nothing to join. And I'm just going to ask Rosedale, who just joined in the last New Member Sunday, just to share a little bit.
Well, if you're anything like me, you'd want to be a part of a beautiful community like this because service is my number one thing. But the next thing is the luncheon was fabulous. It was all about us, the new members, and I like it when it's all about me. So it was not a lot of rhetoric, just it was all about the new members sharing where they came from and all of the wonderful things that they expect to receive from Seaside. So if I were you, I'd be trying to knock down the doors to join.
Just two more things. We also invite members of the community to be sponsors of new members, which is really great. You sit with them during the luncheon, and we'll be announcing that, and that we'll ask the sponsors or people who want to be sponsors to come up on October 13th up here, and we'll go through the agreements. I'll be back at the leadership table. Anybody that wants to help us put on the New Member Sunday, we could use some more help with that. And thanks a lot.
Thank you both. So what I'd like you to do now is to stand up, greet your very friendly neighbor, and then remain standing.
All right, over there. Thank you. So please remain standing for our congregational song. This morning we're singing Use Me. Here we go. Use me, oh God, I stand for you. Here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the Son, God is the Son, but God's so much more than the earth and the stars and all of creation. God's creator, all in all, needing us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you. Here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new, and God needs us to shine his light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. And God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light as me, as you. Nice.
good.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, Seaside. What a joy it is to be with you here on this fabulous day. Squeaking out the last of my summer clothes as we're wrapping up September with the sun shining, but it is fun. And it's a joy to share it with you and to start the day with singing Use Me. I mean, that is Seaside Song to Spirit. It's like, use us, show me. We're vision-led here. It's a spiritual nexus inspiring us to live our divinity, to live our dreams. And we are a community that is kind to one another on our spiritual path. And wherever you may be on your spiritual path, know you are welcome here. There is a place here for you as we discover together how we best can serve Spirit. So I'm glad you're here today. Your presence makes a difference as to how this service moves forward. And some of the beauty set today is by a couple of newlyweds, Edwin and Maria. And you guys, my goodness. We did the wedding yesterday. What are you two doing here this morning, day after your wedding? Come on now. Oh my. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for the beautiful flowers. Congratulations. And it's just a wonderful family where there is marriage, where there is birth going on, where there is transition taking place. Truly, this is a full-service spiritual place where we're here to just share life together. It's about living together for sure. To take us a little bit deeper this morning in consciousness is a wonderful practitioner by the name of Robin Holt.
Good morning. So if you would just like to close your eyes at this time and go inwards to the stillness. So from this beautiful place of stillness, I feel the power and the presence of the living Spirit, whom we call God, moving in as and through everything, seen and unseen. And I know that God's light and love flow through Reverend Christian's words, opening our hearts and expanding our consciousness to the truth of who we really are. And I bless all those incredible people who come together each Sunday and this day to give of their sacred service to create a time of connection, a time of community in this wonderful spiritual home we call Seaside. And I'm really and truly grateful for the all goodness of God as it unfolds in the divine right way at this present time. And so I say, and so it is.
The breath of God is breathing me, is resting in the breath of God. I know that all is well. I know that all is well. And the love of God is loving me, is resting in the love of God. I know that all is well. I know that all is well. life of God is living me, is resting in. The life of God, I know that all is well. Know that all is well. And the power of God is powering me, is resting in the power of God. I know that all is well. I know that all is well. It's the power and the strength and the love and the grace. It's the love, it's the life, it's the beauty and the joy. It's the power and the strength and the love and the grace. It is the beauty and the joy, the love of God. I know that all is well. I know that all is
Thank you so much. Our artistic director, Reverend Frand, and our practitioner, Robin Holt, for setting us up in such a centered place where we are on an even keel and ready to soar here at Seaside. So, good morning. I'm Reverend Lori Sheets, and I'm Seaside's youth and family minister. So if you heard anything in the back about the pool party, I'm very excited. I have been, it is today at Dr. Christian and Callie's home, and I've been practicing my backstroke, which is my better stroke, so we're looking forward to being there. As I look out, I see a few faces that I do not recognize. So if you are here for the first time, please know that whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, that you are welcome here at Seaside. We want you to be sure that you know about us. There's an information packet at the welcome table. Please pick it up. There are several vouchers, but the key one, I think it's pink. The one that I would go for if I were you guys, it's pink, and you fill it out and take it into the bookstore to get one of Dr. Christian's books. So please check us out. Let us know who you are by talking to any of us if you have any questions. I have a class coming up. It's a class that starts this Thursday, and it is about letting go of who we think we are supposed to be and stepping into a place of who we truly are. We'll be looking at authenticity, the art of being very real, the art of letting go. It's going to be a fun class, and I invite you to join me. It's this Thursday for 6 weeks, and there's information back on the education table. We are working, as usual, from the Freedom Journal, the Freedom Living Journal. So I'm going to give a reading, and I invite you to get comfortable, and then I will take us into prayer. Our reading for today is called The Journey. Every time you get there, there will be another one to strive for. Life is about the journey, not so much about the destination. How are you enjoying and living your journey? Are you waiting for something to happen? Are you so anxious to get to the next stop that you are missing where you are? Do you feel frustrated with today's part of the journey because you're not there yet? Try treating it like a vacation. Plan for wonderful experiences. Be willing to take the unexpected side trips. Explore the road less traveled. Take time to rest in your moments of joy and celebration. Notice how far that you have come. Savor each moment for what it is worth. And so now please join me in prayer as we take these words deeper, allowing your eyes to close. We simply know that we are all here to know and experience the greater presence of God in our lives. We know that each person in our spiritual community is a person that expresses God and is loving and supporting us. For this God, this all-knowing, all-loving presence, it is that very presence that beats my heart and breathes my breath and cradles my dreams. It is that presence that runs the cosmos. And I am one with that presence. As I know that my journey is God's journey. For I am living the life of God here on earth. As I allow myself to be guided, as I listen to my intuition, as I get to know that still small voice, my journey is made clear. It is made good, for it is guided by God. And so the path that I take and the decisions that I make express even more fully my life as God's life. And for this I am grateful. I feel this presence of God in every cell of my being, and so I must say thank you in a big way. I release these words and I allow them to take flight from here to the highest consciousness, to the highest cosmos, knowing it is done, and so it is.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? I'm fine. I, too, am wearing my spring clothes, probably for the last time this year. I don't know. I just dressed for the weather. You know, it was hot and cold and everything. Don't you all do that? We're California. We don't know. Do we have fall? We have fall like this time, a little bit of summer, and then some rain. You know, I'd like some rain. I'm personally praying for rain. Anyway, I was just kind of going off on the deep end there. But you know what? We have... Like I do. This, I was here at the wedding last night, you know. I wondered, Christian, why am I here this morning? I love you guys. I would be here all the time. Let's see, what's happening here? Nathan and Janice are here this morning, our best friends, one of our profound guest artists. We try to get them booked as often as they can come here because I tell you, the first service they had us rocking and rolling, and they're going to do that again. Without further ado, Miss Janice Edwards here and Nathan Fry right there.
In life we have our pain and sorrows, face mountains we think we can climb. Nothing can, there's always tomorrow. You feel like giving up, you say you're out of luck, but then you hear a voice in your mind telling you to hold on to your dream, 'cause they're always worth having. Hold on to your dream like a father to his son. Don't let anyone ever steal your joy from you. You gotta hold on to This world is filled of peaks and valleys, with rivers we think we can't cross. Too busy keeping sorrows telling. You say you're at your end, you say you never win, but then a light comes on in your mind, telling you to hold on to your dream. Live life is worth living. Hold on to your dream, like a father to his son. Don't let anyone ever steal your joy from you. Hold on to your dream till the day that life is said and done.
To your dream.
Hold on to your dreams, yeah.
To your dream.
If you wanna hold on to something, you better hold on to your dreams. If you wanna hold on to something, you gotta hold on to your love, to your love. Yeah.
So if they try to burst your bubble, it's 'cause they have none of their own.
And when you feel you in trouble, you hold your head up high and tell your heart inside, and you know that you're never alone.
You got to
Hold on to your dreams, 'cause they're always worth living. Hold on to your dreams, like a mother to her child. Don't let anyone ever steal your joy from you.
You gotta
Hold on to your dreams.
and do your best to always wear a smile.
Hold on to your dreams. Hold on to your dreams.
Always wear a smile.
Hold on to your dreams.
You gotta
Hold on to your dreams.
hold on to your
Oh,
dreams.
feel your heart, yeah. Hey, feel your heart inside, yeah. Oh, you got to hold on to your dream. Hold on to your dream. Hold on to your dream. Hold on to your dream.
You gotta hold on to your dreams. Hold on.
And always wear a smile.
Oh yeah. And Nathan Fry. All right, great one. Always hold on to your dream. Wear that smile. I like it. I like it. Fabulous. All right. Well, let's see. This morning it's about the journey. I like that. It is about the journey. It's not about getting there, because once we get there, we'll come to recognize that there is another there to get to, right? And so if there's another there to get to, we have something else that we've got to strive for. And as we continue to strive, we're not there. So, but if, I'll get there. If the journey is the there, then we can already celebrate. If we're already there, then we can celebrate, we can feast, we can dance, we can sing, we can live in joy, which is my approach to living. I wrote a whole book about that, if you haven't heard. And I'm a firm believer in the joyous living, and so if we give up the concept of having to wait to get there before we can celebrate, it just eliminates all that anxiety of having to get there. But yet we teach our kids this song. I can remember, I think it came off Sesame Street or something like that, about the bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain, and what do you think he saw? Another mountain. The bear went over the mountain, and they keep singing that until they, turn 20, I think. And so right now, if I can begin to embrace that this is the journey, and this is where the joy is, and this is where life is, and this is where it's happening, right where I am in this moment, I can begin to choose to live with a greater sense of mindfulness. I can choose to live with a greater sense of ease. I can choose to live with a greater sense of adventure, with my eyes open, receptive to the gifts of God that are coming in my life to me today, as opposed to living with a heartburn and a headache and hysteria with a gas mask in one hand and directions to the soup kitchen in the other, and just about ready to freak out with the worry and the concern because I'm not there yet. I assure you it is far more astonishing to stop beating yourself up with the worry, the concerns, the fear, and all those morbid, parasitical kind of self-inflicted emotions and begin to recognize that every moment has this gifts of spirit that are seeking to express itself through you. You become that vortex. You become that place. You become that avenue through which God wants to have a good time. So you can celebrate, sing, dance, and feast. So I'm pulling for your success, right, in your life. And when I talk success, I'm talking about your ability to have the freedom to live the life of your choosing, to be able to live in the joy and do it with the people you choose to do it with. You know, not having to check in with the boss if you can take a vacation. That's not freedom. I want you to be able to experience the abundance and the freedom in your life. And if you're not quite there, take Reverend Alice's class that she's offering on her new book about creating abundance in your world. There are so many ways out there for you to be able to live with a greater sense of ease of being. It is the natural state. I assure you that the journey is about living in joy and not about getting somewhere. We've heard the Zen folks and the Taoists say, life is about the journey and not the destination. It's an old cliche. But these concepts go way back. Aristotle, 2,300 years ago, said the ultimate of life is happiness. He said the ultimate of the end of life is to develop one's character. Plato, he was talking about the first and best victory is to conquer oneself. I mean, these concepts are not new to religious science and Ernest Holmes. These concepts have been around from the beginning of recorded history, that the purpose of life is happiness. Come on, how many thousands of years do we have to hear it before we decide, it's okay to be in joy? That the journey really doesn't have to be one of miserable, where my day timer is filled with all these dates and I'm around telling people, look how hard I work. Oh, there is no time. That's not what it's about. It is about being that place where the Spirit touches down and that you don't have to wait to get there. This waiting thing is it's overdone. You got to just stop this waiting. You know how many people are waiting? Dr. Seuss wrote about it in one of his books. He called it the waiting place. He said it's about one of the worst places you can be is the waiting place. So here it goes. It says, because people are just waiting. They're waiting for a train to go, or a bus to come, or a plane to go, or the mail to come, or the rain to go, or the phone to ring, or the snow to snow, or waiting around for a yes or a no, or waiting for their hair to grow. Everyone is just waiting. Yeah? Waiting for the fish to bite, waiting for the wind to fly a kite, or waiting around for a Friday night, or waiting perhaps for Uncle Jake, or a pot to boil, or a better break, or a string of pearls, or a pair of pants, or a wig with curls, or another chance. Everyone is just waiting. What are you waiting for? Yeah, you don't have to tell me. We saved that for class. But it's a question for you, because if life is about the journey, if it is the journey, it is not about waiting for the good to show up, because the good is here now. It is about the joy. It is about the life. It is about saying yes to that Spirit that is unfolding and not getting all caught up in the hoopla and the hype that is out there. Okay, this is how you can make it happen for yourself. I got to tell you, if you're trying to make it happen based on somebody else's strategies for success, there may be value there, but if it doesn't ring true for you, then that's not your approach. What you've got to do is listen to that hum of your soul, that vibration of your being, that which is right for you. That's where the dynamite is. That's where the power is. There are a million ways to success, and trying to copy somebody else's and it doesn't resonate with you is not yours. Because on your path to creation, and we're all in this thing of creation, it just seems to be what life does. It's what Spirit does. It's what we do. It is about joy. It is about happiness. It is about developing your character. It is not modeling what somebody else has done before you. It is about listening to that that something that is inside of you. And if somebody's method is showing you that, your results, you're not getting them, and you find that you're starting to build a little momentum, but the strategy is look at what you're not accomplishing or the goals that you're not hitting. You're measuring these pygmy results, and you're looking at an empty net. That doesn't feel good. You want to find that which feels good, that got you going on this path, and begin to see and to create from the vision, from that place. You're on this journey and you're being called by something that you see. Listen to that. Look to that. Listen to that hum of your being, the drum of your soul, the spirit. That is that avenue for which the infinite passes into form. And when the challenges show up, and they will show up because we're in this thing called life. If you didn't have any challenges, you probably wouldn't be here because you would have already mastered it. So I'm guessing we still have some things we get to work on, right? That's why we're still here. We're on the journey. We're on this journey together. And I'm here to remind us this journey can be joy, it can be happiness, and not give the power away to the circumstances that allow you to be greater than they are. You get to be the expression of God made manifest. Ernest Holmes, he's the founder of religious science. He taught us that when you're faced with unpleasant circumstances, drop those unpleasant things from your thinking, forgive yourself, and start new. Because more and more you realize that the cosmic intelligence is working things out. You'll learn to lend yourself to that. Okay? So when you're faced with those unpleasant circumstances, drop it from your thinking. Say, hey, I forgive you, Christian. It's like, man, I blew it. Whatever it was that created that blockage in my life, that unpleasant thing, it's on this path, it's on this journey. I'm not going to let it make me miserable. I'm going to say, I'm going to get rid of it from my thinking. I'm going to forgive myself, and I'm going to start new. I'm going to start focusing in on this cosmic intelligence. It works everything out. It created this whole universe. It can handle this thing in my life, I can assure you. If it can create galaxies and spin them into who knows how long they've been spent. It can take care of whatever is on my journey. If I'm willing to lend myself, surrender myself to that kind of thinking, to that kind of power. James Allen, the British philosophical writer who wrote As a Man Thinketh, he says, you cannot travel within and stand still on the outside. You go in, you get excited. Oh, yeah, it's like, look at me. I can't stand still. I've nailed my feet down. It's because, I get so excited with what I'm seeing. You guys only get a little bit of it. I assure you, no matter how fast I talk, it's only a little bit of what I'm seeing. There is so much going on right there. You can't even imagine. There's a little kid got in trouble with his mom, and his mom finally said, you go sit yourself down right now, young man, and you think about it. So the little guy, he sat himself down. He said, Mom, I may be sitting down on the outside, but I'm standing up on the inside. Nobody can rob the joy of your journey. No one, not even Mom, even if she isn't in this world anymore. You gotta listen. Listen to that spirit, to that hum, that your own dance, your own rhythm, your own vibration. Listen to that and go and visit spirit. As you begin to unite with the divine, as you go to that place with spirit, what begins to happen is you have a realization of the presence. I mean, if you begin to entertain the presence or the divine, call it what you want, and you begin to have that experience, what happens is you transcend those unpleasant circumstances. You transcend the human experience. But the good part here is that as you transcend the human experience, your human experience gets enriched. It gets upgraded. Not because I'm trying to lift the circumstance, but because as I entertain the divine in my life, and get lifted above the human condition begins to be enriched and it begins to be blessed. And I begin to recognize why I could be at joy here, experiencing the infallible sign of the presence of God. As Chardin tells us, God is. So as you begin to entertain the God, within, as you begin to go to that place within, you can't stand still because you're being moved by what it is you experience. As you begin to entertain the divine, the presence of God, your outer world begins to reflect that. You begin to experience that. You begin to have a realization. You begin to have the fruitage, the manifestation that it becomes demonstrable within your life. All of a sudden, the unfoldment begins to show up all over in ways that you hadn't even planned. Where Paul talks about, you can find it in Acts, that as he invited the Christ to him, he was talking about the Christ consciousness, that all of a sudden he saw the temple of God that was built not with the hands of men. In Revelations, you find him talking about this temple of God not built with the hands of men, but a place where there was no night, where there was no sin, where there was no darkness, no disease, no death. You begin to see, you begin to feel, you begin to sense, you begin to experience the fruit of entertaining the Spirit. And you can't help but to get giddy. You know, your journey becomes fun. Oh yeah, throw another unpleasant circumstance my way. I got it handled. You know, you get kind of flippant about it. You know, God and I, man, we got this thing taken care of. Go ahead, bring it on, because you know what? I got a vision that's not mine. And it's not about getting there, because I'm having fun right now, today, in this moment, on the journey as I'm moving there. Whatever comes my way. And with that, you're able to relax, because you've entertained the Christ, the God presence, the divine that is manifesting in your life. Because those that don't, they say, hey, I've done it. But they've got that concern showing up when the money's short, or when the doctor says something that is less than wholeness. You know, Woody Allen, here's a good one. I like what Woody Allen said. And it's kind of like being worried as opposed to being relaxed about it. He said, the lion and the lamb may lay down together, or lie down together, but the lamb's not going to get much sleep. You may lie down with your circumstances that are less than pleasant, and if you're still dealing with it from the human consciousness of trying to make things happen, you're not going to relax. But if you totally have entertained that divine presence and you're walking with a sense of joy on your journey, you can lie down with the lion or whatever it is, and you can let go, you can relax, and you can surrender, because the presence has its way in your life. But if you're trying to make things happen, it's like the linear kind of thinkers that like the control in their life. Heard it said that if you presented to them a rose and they smelled the rose and they smelled the cabbage, they would suggest that the rose would make better soup. You know, it's just, that's the conclusion. You know, it's like, that seems to make sense. You know, because they're coming through not from the divine place, their own screen, their own filter. You know, there's a grandpa and grandma that love visiting their kids. I think they love visiting their grandkids, and the kids, son, daughter came along with them, I think. But they would go there, and grandpa in the afternoon, he liked to take his nap, and so he would lie down and take a nap. And the grandkids thought they'd play a prank. So they took some of the Limburger cheese, you know, that real smelly stuff, and they put it in his mustache. Grandkids, you know, I don't know, but that's what I would do. No. Anyway, when he woke up, he said, boy, this room stinks. So he went into the kitchen, and he soon realized, the kitchen smells bad too. So he went outside to get some fresh air, and things didn't get any better. And he said, man, this whole world stinks. Well, that's what happens when we look through the Limburger cheese consciousness out there in life. That things stink. Those circumstances, look how it happened to me. Look what the world has done to me. We begin to play this victim consciousness. In religious science, we don't believe in victims, only volunteers. And so how am I creating this? But we don't come from that place. It's like, look at what's going on out there. It stinks. Forgetting that I've given the power away to something that is far greater. This concept, as I said, it's not new. Franklin Delano Roosevelt said, you know, we are not prisoners of fate. We're prisoners of our own mind. You're an agent for the creative genius of the universe, and you're coaxing or calling forth into form the atoms of this material universe with your consciousness. Because you're listening to that which is far more intelligent than your limited mind or your training. You get to form the physical universe in which you walk by listening to that finer vibration, by entertaining the Christ, by choosing to live in a place of joy as opposed to victimhood. But too often people get something going in their life, and it's like a full balloon that they're defending so nobody will put a pin in their balloon, their bubble, and it's working. So they get out the sword to defend this balloon, trying to keep things in control in a certain way. And those who live by the sword die by the sword, as we're told, right? And so what begins to happen is in conversations, they become defensive, or they become dominant, or they become controlling. You've got to see it this way, or argumentative. Now I ask you, you may win that argument. You may win because you are defensive, and people just say, fine, but I'll ask you, how often do you walk away when somebody has just dominated you, controlled you, manipulated you, or forced you into accepting their opinion? Not very loving, huh? No, I wouldn't think so. Nor does the one who is dominated or controlled the conversation really walk away feeling like they've been loved. That is not the approach. You got to put the sword away. In Romans 12:2, one of the classic lines that says, do not conform to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's the way it works. I don't need to force the unpleasant circumstance to turn out how I want. What I've got to do is begin to trust that there's a greater intelligence that when I listen to allows me to be that change agent for the creative expression for greater good to have its way. And when I choose to have the context in which I live my life as I'm already there because I am walking in joy, I'm journeying in joy and happiness, and I'm allowing my life to unfold the character of my being no matter what it throws at me, that my character is one that is in alignment with the divine presence, then I will be transformed by the renewing of my mind, not manipulated by the unpleasant circumstances of this world. That's how it works. And our mind can change like that. There was a guy who went into his little workshop to get his favorite saw, and his saw was missing. And the guy knew that his neighbor's son was into woodworking, and he was sure that kid came over and pilfered, borrowed, took his saw. And so when he saw that kid walking, he was sure that he was the one. He was suspect. When he talked, he could just hear the guilt oozing out of this kid's mouth. You could just see how he was trying to avoid him. And a few days later, this older guy went into his workshop and he found his favorite saw had fallen behind the workbench in the back. And instantly, that kid became a wonderful guy again. Yeah, that's how quickly we can have our life transformed when we allow our mind to be renewed by the perspective of the God presence. And the way you do that is to entertain the Christ, and is to entertain the God experience, to go into meditation, to do the lowly listening, to catch the divine presence or image that is waiting for you to bring forth into this world, because what is yours to bring is not mine to bring. And the way you are to bring it is through that hum or that vibration of your being, so you can look out into life and know from an assurance that who you are is spirit expressing, and there is nothing else in this life that can deny that, and I will be excited when you do that. So remember, enjoy your journey, because I am. I love you. Hey, let's keep it going as we bring Janice and Nathan back to the stage.
If you want to feel paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world? There's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with your imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be.
No more fun place to be than in your imagination.
You can dream any dream. You can save your every situation. Life is there. Sensational sensation. If you wanna see magic lands, close your eyes and you will see one. Wanna be a dreamer, be one.
Anytime you please, and please save me one.
There is no place to go to compare with your imagination.
So go there to be free, if you truly wish to be.
We love you, Seaside. Yes, we do.
Bob, guys, oh my. That was beautiful, beautiful. That conjures up for me just thoughts. When I was a kid, I grew up in Hollywood doing the acting modeling thing, and it was actually it was Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. It was either that kid or me who I was learning the lines, the screen tests, and all of that. I sometimes wonder how different my life would have been had I been that childhood, actor. And then I realized, but there's no other place I would rather be at this point in my life than right here with you, doing what it is I love doing, and I just think that's what joy is about. It's just loving your life. And so I love what's going on. I'm filled with gratitude at this point of every service because I just pause to feel and sense the magic of what it is that we have created together. For this is the time of the service where we stop and say, listen to your heart and support Spirit in your work. It's as we continue to honor and support Spirit in our life that it continues to show up in our life in those areas that are relevant and of concern, those unpleasant circumstances. We're able to look at it and know I'm in partnership with the Spirit because I've continued to put the Spirit first always and regularly in my life, that whatever comes my way, I'm all sourced up with the divine. And so I invite you to listen to your heart and say yes in supporting God's work, and know that this is a spot in your life that reminds you of Spirit. And so I want to invite our ushers to come forward at this time and say thank you to this wonderful crew, and thank you to those that mail in your contributions when you can't be here on a Sunday. as well as those that remember us with the auto tithe, that regular systematic support from your world into Seaside's, because we have that regular ongoing responsibility to keep things moving forward in this dimension of time and space. And so I offer this prayer of gratitude with the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing that the blessing of the divine continues to flow in this moment, and that as each and every one of us opens up to that flow, we become the recipient of that wonderful flow of life. As we continue to open the hands, we find ourselves no longer grasping on to the little, but become that place through which that infinite source moves through with gusto and with a vibrancy and with an aliveness. I know right now that each and every one of us becomes that wonderful expression of spirit in our individual lives. We are that activity of which God is. And I know right now that as we allow our activity to be a reflection of that which we believe, we find that ever-increasing good shows up as our very experience. For that which has blessed our individual lives, I know, is sent forth in this moment, continuing forth in life, blessing and enriching all those with whom it comes in contact. It feels good. I'm grateful to feel that sense of security and that peace, knowing that that source is not from an individual person or employer or contract, but rather that source is infinite, and there's multiple streams through which that financial flow and abundant good and vibrant health flows into our individual experience. So as I continue to allow myself to be used by Spirit, I find everything that is necessary to walk through this world living that vision with a sense of joy there, always. So it is. Amen. And together let us say this affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. Of a God that continues to pour forth its richness here in this very moment. I know that each of us is that wonderful conduit of that abundant flow, living with a greater sense of joy and security and being that place through which Spirit gives forth into this manifest universe. For this good has been received and loved and is taken care of in good stewardship and sent forth back into life with good care, knowing it brings blessings. For it is a wellspring that continues to rise up in ever greater blessings kinds of ways. I just say thank you, thank you, thank you, not to anyone. It's just living with that state of gratitude and appreciation for the good that is all around and is here now, and so it is. Amen. All right. Thank you. And that's Trudy McGrath. She is your board chair these days. And my goodness. Band, you guys are fabulous. Bob, all right. Christine. Hey, you have anything you want to say? I know you're on today. People come from the Inland Empire. They come in from LA. They come all over to be part of your drumming circle. You're famous.
Here's my announcement.
Hey! Have some lunch at the cafe and then come on out for the drum circle. That's going to be a lot of fun for sure. Speaking of fun, we've been rocking, and you too, Janice and Nathan, you guys are fabulous. We love you. Reverend Fran, always a joy to share a morning with you. And Reverend Lori, thank you. Hey, her ordination is October 27th. It is a monumental day in the life of a minister. It's one they remember forever. 4 o'clock Sunday, October 27th. Plan to be here. Big day. Congratulations. Giving us sound today is Matthew. Giving us the visuals is Marv. Nice job, guys. Appreciate that. And know that there's CDs available after the service. Tim, thank you for sharing this, live streaming it with the world. More and more people are watching it every week. And we love you at home, but I'll tell you what, there's a lot going on here at Seaside. We're celebrating 25 years here at Seaside. We have a big gala that is going on this Saturday night. If you don't have your ticket, pick it up at the table. I don't think it's too late, but it is the last chance. You can see some of the raffles that are going on. You can get a raffle ticket. You don't have to be there to win, but check that out. But also, we're celebrating 25 years on the Sunday before Thanksgiving. We're having this great harvest festival, and we're putting it together right now. There's a lot of excitement today after the service. If you're interested in participating on November 24th, all the ministries of Seaside are going to be doing fun things. There's going to be arts and crafts in the sanctuary, booths and things outside, chili cook-off. It is going to be a huge day here at Seaside. But that doesn't, it is fun. So go to that meeting if you're interested after you have lunch at our cafe, of course. And I see the cookbooks hanging up there. I told you there's a lot going on at Seaside. And if you're wondering how you can fund all of this, well, I got to tell you, Reverend Alice is back in the house. She has been part of Seaside from the early days. She has a brand new book, The Wisdom of Money. Come on up, Alice. Tell us about this. Fabulous book. Her class is offered online. People across the globe have been taking her class online, but we are privileged that she considers this home, and she'll come personally teach this class in the fall. So Alice, tell us about what you're up to.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everybody. This is my new book. Oh, my God, it's finally out. And I'll be signing it today at the table back there. I hope you'll stop by and say hello. But most importantly, I have a new class starting. It's called The Consciousness of Wealth. It's going to be 4 Monday nights starting October 21st. And so I want to say just a moment about that because this is a little bit different approach than what you're used to about money. You know, we're all spiritual people and we like to live conscious lives. We like to look at how we're conscious about relationship. We like to look at what our health is doing and to take good care of that. And it's time that we were more conscious about our money. And money's very easy to do because it's so black and white. You either have it or you don't, right? So what we do in this class is very different because we start to look exactly where our money issues are. We identify them, and I have a game that I made called the Game of Life that allows you to systematically clear each one of these issues, and as you do, your money starts to flow better, you have a better relationship with it, a more spiritual relationship with it, and you start to understand that life is for you in every single aspect of it, just as Reverend Christian said this morning, your money is for you. And you start to cooperate with the flow of your own prosperity in ways that not only expand your money, but expand your life, your consciousness, and your understanding of what it really means to live spiritually in this world. So I hope you'll stop by. We've got a sign-up sheet there. We'll answer any questions you want. Thanks so much.
All right. Thank you. All right. Yeah. Get your money stuff handled because life is that's not what life is about, having to worry about that stuff. It's about bringing forth your ideas, your dreams, your dharma, and what you're here to do. So that shouldn't be getting in your way. But I'll tell you what we do well here at Seaside is the healing work. It is the thrust of the movement, and it's what Seaside continues to base its expression on, is getting results. And so we have a wonderful group of spiritual practitioners. And so I want to invite them to come forward here today. We create on the last Sunday of the month what we call our wall of prayer. I'll do a prayer. We'll pray ourselves out of here. We'll sing ourselves out. And then at the end, I invite you to come up and receive a prayer from these individuals. They are here. It feels good. There's no cost. It doesn't even hurt. It actually feels pretty good to have somebody speak the spiritual truth of whatever one of those unpleasant circumstances that might be going on in your life. So I invite you to move with me in this wonderful realm of consciousness and feel that divine vibration. And tune in to that wonderful spiritual frequency and realize all that God is, I am. For in the realization and recognition of the truth of being, there is a surrender of any of that human perspective, anything that is denying that flow. And I know right now that as I move to that place of greater conscious connection with that infinite, I am Spirit speaking. And so I speak this word for this wonderful community, the Seaside Center for Spiritual Living, that is growing, that is thriving, that is prospering, that is a place, a vortex for healing and divine manifestation, for truly the blessings of Spirit is upon this moment. The grace of God is here now. Feel it and sense it. Don't try to figure it out. Just be open and receptive to the wonder of the joy, the laughter, of the inspiration of that wellspring of the greater expression of life, and just trust and know that that infinite intelligence that guides it all is working right now. And so I lend myself to that. I surrender myself, knowing that expression of the divine knows how to particularize its expression as our individual lives in those areas of concern. So if there's anyone here today that is experiencing any challenge, any human condition that could be enriched, any dis-ease, difficulty, something that appears to be out of balance, constraint, restriction, lack, limitation, I know right now that the blessings of God moves in this moment. The love of Spirit has its way. And I begin to feel and resonate with that wonderful love energy of life itself, that original first breath, that creator of all things that just wants so much for its expression to be whole and perfect and a beautiful outlet of the divine stream of life. And with this kind of knowingness, any sense of separation that is created, the pain dissolves into the nothingness from which it came, because there could be nothing else. And it's in this realization that healing happens. Every prayer in the prayer request chest is taken care of. Every prayer spoken by these practitioners are the words of truth. There's something wonderful that is taking place in this sanctuary right now. Say yes to that inner stirring of your soul and your spirit. Need not identify it. Just say yes to that resonant field that is an invitation to be a greater place in which there is that connection with Spirit, that entertainment of the Christ presence, that sense of that temple that is not built with human hands, that place where there is no darkness, there is no sickness, no sin, no fear, no death. There's only life itself, and that life is happening now because this is where it's at. It's not there, it is here. The journey here is now in this moment where the joy and the life and the love and the resources have its way as your very experience, and this I am grateful for. I'm thankful that it's true within every member of our spiritual community. I'm grateful it's happening as Seaside as a whole, and it is this vibration that we contribute to the community, to the nation, to the planet. It is benefiting by what is taking place here in our individual awareness in this very moment. I say thank you. It is with the gratitude and the appreciation of the divine vision for which I've been entrusted to say yes to that I let go. I surrender my way. I step into the wonderful resonant field of the divine itself and allow that attraction to that which it supports. I let go with an unshakable conviction and faith, and so it is. Amen.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I did not know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, trying to make it through just one more day, you gotta let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. Come on! I release and I let go. I I'm only here for God. You know that I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God, and there's no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free, I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Now Seaside, y'all take one. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Hey, all right. Our affirmation is, I am enjoying every moment of my life. Together. I am enjoying every moment of my life. Touch your heart and feel that. I am enjoying every moment of my life. One more time. I am enjoying every moment of my life. And our song of grace.
I'm living in love. I'm living in peace. I'm living my life for what I believe. Through joys and through fears, in this world I walk. God's grace shines on me. Well, it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor all truth as together we walk. God's grace moves through me and it moves through us all. We are living in grace. Oh, we're living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in
Come on forward. Have a prayer. It feels good.